Is that chain rubbing on there? It touches it. But do I care? Not really. When you lower it down, this back sprocket comes up and those halves, that joint actually meets a bit better. But it's just a deflection guard type thing. If a kid was to come running up and bolt into it, you'd flatten all this out against here before you get anything caught in there, unless you stick your finger or hand in there, or then the same with the back. But you know, you can put your leg right up against it, not have a worry, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Because this is actually quite stiff. Generally the kids aren't out when I do this sort of crap, but stranger things have happened. I mean, you're more likely to die from asphyxiation from that engine with its blue smoke than get caught up in here. But you have to do these things just to, you know. It is what it is. And I think I'm going to have to rebuild that engine. Oh, wow. It won't run forever. Well, it won't, because it'll foul the plug up in a few hours. And you get the screwdriver on top of the piston and just pull out oil once you take the plug out, you know, like it just, there's a film of oil across the top of the piston. Probably why the thing was never seized up, because being side valve, all the valves and the top of the piston would have been covered in oil, because obviously it was this bad when it was parked. The compression's probably fine, but the oil control ring is absolutely knackered. And yeah, I didn't really want to take it off, but you know, I have to remove the pulley and that back cover to get the piston out. Like to knock under the connecting rod and take the piston up, to put a set of rings on it and put it back in. It would be worth doing. I mean, it'll run better too without the oil consumption. So there's that, you know. And eventually, you know, replace these two bushes here with some bearings. They look like 3/4. I bet that's 3/4 shaft, 19mm. Do that, put it back together, and yeah, I mean that turns so slow, and that turns even slower because that's a reduction. So, and obviously that's heavily reducted. And if you can slowly go from the ute onto here with wood, and it goes into that shed or into another shed or onto a pile, then yeah. I did think about making a guard for that, but it's handy to start the engine off of that pulley, because that pull start, even though I've had it apart, doesn't work still, because the ball bearings are worn enough and the housing's worn enough that there's 4 holes on the outside of the housing and the balls get stuck in there, so you can't actually use the pull start. So perhaps when I find, well, you can sometimes, luck of the draw, so whether they fall out. So I'm going to have to find an older one that doesn't have those holes in there and change it over, and then once I do that I can just gently pull on the pull start and it'll go every time. So that's the idea there. Oh, topped the lung full of that smoke. I'm not going to skirt it any further up. If the wood hasn't sorted itself out by the time it's got to there, then it won't. It'll jam up. It's going to go faster than what I can put it on there pretty much by hand. So it'll be okay. Only thing I might do is at the end where that main shaft is, just get another sort of bleh, blah, 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 blah. Another piece of tin just to come out and go around the shaft in between the two square-headed bolts that are up there that are going around, because the smaller pieces fall in between and get kind of flicked, and then yeah, I mean that doesn't happen very often either. It just wants a 6-inch 150mm piece and about that long, and then just
It makes it that far, isn't it? I mean, it's not pitched up real high yet either. That might be the thing. Maybe I should have made it a bit higher, but I didn't expect to be throwing into it. I expect it to be parked right next to it. You take your trailer here, and you go through here, and you go from here to there. You push the crap across, and send it up. So you're dropping it in there, you're not throwing it down in and out. That. That one is bigger there. See where that little one just fell.